Good afternoon. Welcome to Daddy Still Broadcasting. Hope you guys are having a beautiful Mother's Day weekend, and I hope everything is okay, a-okay with you guys. Pulling out of here. Let's be careful. Check our blind spots, kids. Uh, you'll notice that the phone is a little catty cornered. That's because I hadn't drove it for a couple of weeks due to the current circumstances, and that we're all going through. And because of that, I this thing somehow, for I guess because it got too dry in the car, the stand kind of popped off, and it's one of those suction cup stands that you're supposed to lick and pop back on. Well, obviously, given the current circumstances, I used my spray bottle of rubbing alcohol, a little spray to make it wet again, and then put it in there. It's been sticking ever since, but it is catty cornered, and I just haven't really taken the time to fix it, to be honest. So I know for those of you who are sticklers on details, like I am, as a matter of fact, I totally understand your frustrations at not at seeing me kind of off center, if you will. But there's a specifically good reason for that, and it's because I just haven't taken the time to do it, and for lack of use, the stand has just popped off. The stand just popped off, and I had to stick it back on. I'm going live because I haven't gone live in about a week, and I didn't really have the time to put out video. Like last week, I put out videos almost once a day, and that's because I had them accumulated and they were pretty easy to edit and put out. So I took the time to do it, and I did it, after work. I was by myself because basically what happened. Someone who is very close to S&M, who I cannot mention, took S&M to the store, because I don't want, if S&M ever hears this or sees this, and it's highly unlikely, as far as I know, her mother doesn't let her use YouTube to watch Daddy Still Broadcasting, and this is, it's as far as I know, S&M is not subscribed to my channel, but just in case, I want to be safe for me, safe for S&M, and safe for her mother in the things that I say about this type of thing. But basically, someone very close to her took her to a store to go grocery shopping and do a toy, and buy a toy, whereas I was available to take S&M during that time, so S&M doesn't take the risk of getting contaminated with the virus, and therefore she doesn't contaminate me. Um, so because that was not respected, because my wishes and will were not respected, I had to stay away from S&M for a 2-week period. And I did not say anything about the person who took her. I just explained to S&M, since you went to the store, honey, I want to be careful. I have asthma. We have to be safe and careful, and I can't see you for now, but I want to see you soon. So finally, we were able to work it out where when this person goes to the supermarket, I will take S&M in my hand, in my custody. My She will have time with me. She'll spend time with me while that's happening, so we don't have to go through that whole mess again. And you know what? No matter what we do, uh, just by the simple fact of having joint custody, which is normal. Nobody plans for this type of pandemic situation. There is a certain amount of exposure. The exposure is extremely limited. Because I'm waiting for a shipment of masks to come, and it's still not coming. I've been having my groceries delivered to home, and I've been, whenever the pharmacy has to deliver anything, I have them delivered directly to the house. So I've been extremely careful in limiting my exposure and limiting the time I spend outside with other people, which on the other hand, I know is not good for my immune system, for, my overall holistic health, especially mental health, even though and it's true what I said in that video, having Asperger's syndrome, I don't I don't crave that human connection, on an everyday or on a weekly basis. I don't need to go out. It's not something I need. It's not a craving that I have. And it's just not something I'm drawn to. It's something that I do like when it happens, but I'm not drawn to that. If I could stay home and work and make videos for a living all by myself, obviously seeing Essenam is a need. It's a need because I have that will in my heart to see her as my daughter, but I also know that she needs me. And I know she needs my influence and my love and my care and everything that I can teach her. And I'm firmly convinced that if if her mother and I are doing this right or can do this right, we will bring up a very strong and formidable daughter who, as you can already see, has amazing qualities, but also kind of the best of both worlds. And that would be the ideal situation. She would have the best of the education and qualities that I have, and the best of her qualities. And naturally, some of the negative things are just going to happen in life. It's just part of life. There's some things in life that she's always going to have to work on, just like we as adults always need to work on things. Um, but yeah, so basically, I started this live stream because I I haven't put out a lot of videos this week, and the material was there. And in the past couple weeks, I put out a lot of videos because I had that time to myself after work and on the weekends. While uh, we were letting Esnam kind of have a little quarantine herself to make sure that she's not infected, or that that she has the least amount of possible risk to me because I have asthma. Um, and what I mean by risk is, risk of contamination. S&M bears absolutely no risk towards me, and I, as her father, want to be 1,000,000% present in her life and 1,000,000% there for her, because she truly, really is my special treasure. And I think a father needs to be there for his daughter. A daughter needs the father. There are countless her father. There are countless, I dare say, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of examples in this world and in the past, in the history of mankind, where a daughter, not having a father in her life, um, scarred a woman for life. And all kids need their fathers, but I'm a fond believer. I highly believe that a girl especially needs her father if her father is healthy for her, like I know I am. And that's all I have to say about that. So where are we? By the way, 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this video, which is a little late. Happy Mother's Day to SNM's mom. Happy Mother's Day, SNM's mommy. Also, happy Mother's Day to each and every mother out there who, especially the mothers who are present, who are loving, who are caring, who are not selfish and into doing things they shouldn't do to themselves or to their children, especially to those mothers. And there are millions of you out there. Happy Mother's Day. I wish you nothing but the best. And a simple card or hug or breakfast in bed or a kiss on the cheek and a thank you, well, a far away kiss on the cheek. I have an itch on my nose because of my mustache, and I'm not going to scratch it. I refuse to scratch it no matter what happens. Um, but I am going to try to itch it in other ways. So, happy Mother's Day. A warm, loving, respectful Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you out there. We're going in the tunnel, but for once, unless I can't see myself in the tunnel, I'm not gonna put the tunnel. I'm not gonna put the forward-facing camera. I'm just gonna see. I've got this itchy freaking nose. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think I'll keep it this way. We're in the tunnel. the tunnel that we've always gone through. And if you want to see that tunnel, you can take a look at past live streams where I've taken you in this tunnel many times before. We're going to turn our lights on. It gets darker as the light from the entry to the tunnel fades away as we take more and more distance, and you can still see it in the background there. And I'm getting darker, but that's okay. We will soon be out of this tunnel. But yeah, so we had a great and amazing weekend together. So last weekend, to break the cycle of the grocery shopping, so S&M doesn't have to be exposed, and all the CDC guidelines, all the World Health Organization guidelines, and all the municipal, state, provincial guidelines say when you go shopping, one person per family should go shopping, and there's a reason for that. You're limiting your contamination. Now, don't get me wrong, if there's a kid, if there's a single parent, a real single parent who doesn't have anyone else to depend on, like they can depend on me, Hunting, great to see you, brother. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with the notifications, brother. I really don't. It's bugging me. It really is bugging me, but I'm glad you're here, and it means a lot that you're taking time out of your Sunday uh, afternoon to be with me. So thank you for that. As I was saying, um, there are a lot of, I can completely understand a parent who has no choice but to take their kid to the supermarket because there's nobody that can take care of them, and they don't have a choice. But in this particular case, S&M can be brought to me instead of going to the supermarket. So we broke that cycle last week. She was with me for half a day, actually a little bit more than that. And there was kind of an attempt to force me to take S&M for the rest of the weekend, but that didn't happen, and it was done respectfully and lovingly. And S&M completely understood that. She is amazing and smart. She's the most amazing little girl you ever did see. Always check your blind spots, Hunting. I'm sure you do. So yeah, we broke that cycle of the supermarket by having her be with me while her mother went grocery shopping last week, and then this week coming up, now she was able to be with me. It's been 2 weeks since she last went to the store, and that's the best I can do to protect her, to protect me, and thankfully there's cooperation on all sides for that of that. Um, just a note, I don't show Essen on these live streams at all. And it's highly unlikely that she sees this, but I just felt the need to explain that part of the issue. Uh, so yeah, so this weekend, I made hamburger buns all by myself. I don't know if you've ever tried that, Hunting, but it's pretty much the same process as making bread, actually. And they turned out really well. On a recipe that was supposed to make 12, I only made 8, but I made 7. But I ended up making bigger buns than I was supposed to. And the buns are good. They still taste a little yeasty, so I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how to rectify that. I'm really not sure how to rectify the yeasty smell. But after a couple days, on the last bread we made, there was that same yeasty taste and smell, but it went away after a couple of days. So I'm pretty sure that tomorrow. It's been already a day since we made them. We made them yesterday. Um, I'm pretty sure that the yeasty smell will go away. But it was amazing making that. And I think from now on, I'm gonna make those smaller size bread. Like whatever dough I make, I'm just gonna divide it in little pieces. It cooked faster. It cooked more evenly, and it looked a lot more like bread than other attempts that I have made at that. And I couldn't see your comment, brother, Hunting 902, but I will try to get it on the replay. Also, something that might help me is if you do those. Actually, you know what? Let me get over here in the other lane here. Actually, I'm gonna let this car do what he's got to do. He's going a little bit fast. Always check your blind spots. Yeah, so I think that's part of the reason why. Obviously, it's Mother's Day, so any mothers who would usually be here are potentially having dinner with their families or things like that. But there's been a lot less people here lately, and I think it's because the dynamic of the channel changed. We've been going through a million and one transitions since we started our channel, our channel was very focused and driven in the beginning, and it still is. But at the same time, there's been a lot of changes. There's, Mariska came in and out, and S&M was obliged to step off the scene, to step out of the limelight, at least until she's adult enough and old enough to decide for herself. At which point, I will gladly welcome her back in, or even help her with her own channel. So I totally get, and I wasn't going live playing music, which is where we got a lot of our past subscribers and views from. Plus, S&M, she was always my secret weapon, and I say that lovingly and you know, in jokingly, in figuratively speaking. She was my secret weapon. So her and I and our dynamic brought a lot of people in, and that dynamic changed. So I totally get it. But also, to your point, Hunting, I don't think people have been getting the notifications like they should, and it's bothersome. I don't know how to fix it. I really don't agree with YouTube pushing people off that come in and out on a regular basis. They just don't come in every single day or every single month. But it is what it is, and YouTube has their motivations. Um, and that it is what it is. I love the live music. I still love the channel. Well, that means the world to me, brother. And I love you in a brotherly, friendly YouTube, Canadian American, brotherly kind of way. So you're always welcome here, Hunting. And I'm glad you like it. I know you especially love the Nirvana songs, and there will be more coming. Mark my words. This weekend I worked my ass off recording rather, um, the a version of Royals by Lord, and obviously I'll never do it exactly like her, and it's a three-chord song, D C G, the whole time, but it's the singing part that was rough. So I must have done that song like 30 to 40 times to try to get it right to how I was comfortable with it. But I sang it in a way that fits my register, in standard tuning, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna listen to that recording tonight, see if it's worthy of putting on my channel. Because as you know, I don't want to put out garbage. I don't want to put out bullshit content. I want to put out good quality, if not great quality, videos and music. Uh, and like I always say, I'm not the best, but I always do my best. And like the LAB says, you know, uh, just keep plugging out good content. It doesn't always have to be 100% perfect, and just don't put out garbage. So there you go. Even the Minnie Mouse video where she cussed up a storm like an absolute boss sailor, she it was edited to a certain degree, even though it was very vulgar, could be considered very vulgar content. Um, so yeah, and we had a lot of fun. Esnam has been watching this channel on YouTube, where it's called a Lily and Mommy Show. Completely ridiculous for an adult, but Esnam loves it. And I looked up on the internet Baby Alive dolls where they eat. They come with diapers and food, and you feed them and give them stuff to drink, and they will then evacuate that through whatever holes the toy company decided to put on the private parts of this doll so that it will evacuate like a real dolly does. And that's coming this Thursday if Amazon.ca keeps its promises. I can check your comments now. We need some Aaron Lewis up in here. Uh, Up next, Aaron Lewis. I wish I could laugh at that, but I don't. I have to know who Aaron Lewis is. So put me a link to one of his videos, and I will go back and check that out. My content is random. I've always avoided swears, but I may not on some vids anymore. Well, I looked up the policy on swear words, Hunting, and I forget your first name, brother. Forgive me. My name is Philip. It's nice to meet you again. And let me know what your name is, your first name is. But my name is Philip. I prefer Philip, but you can call me Phil if it's to your liking. So yeah, I looked it up. Your a video cannot be chock full of curse words, just for the simple fact of cursing. Just with the objective, just to curse and shock. But if there are, especially not in the beginning of the video, so don't curse in the beginning of the video for sure. Otherwise, it could get flagged, mostly demonetized, or marked as not advertiser friendly, which we're not monetized anyway. So what does that matter? But we want the algorithm to pick us up. If it's gonna pick us up, we want it to pick us up, and we want it to have the highest chance of picking us up possible. But you're allowed to put curse words throughout the video, and especially for comedic relief and fun, the purposes of fun and stuff like that, you are definitely allowed to put curse words in your video. That's not a problem. Depends on your audience too. Before Esnam, when she was around all the time, I would never have done it. And if I make a video with her, I'll never curse. But because I love my daughter and I want to take good care of her and teach her the right way to do things. But it's just me and hunting right now, shooting the shit, if you will, shooting the breeze. And on a Mother's Day Sunday, I'll never get monetized as my channel isn't that type. I use the G word. G word. Goddamn. Is that the G word you're talking about? But yeah. So, and you know what? I love your content to the degree that I love that kind of outdoorsy. I love the videos you put out with the I think it's the hunting camera, the deer camera. And I love that kind of, you give me the feel on your channel, hunting, of a self-sufficient, as self-sufficient as you can be in this modern world. Self-sufficient, uh, you can work with your hands, with all that welding and stuff like that. Just in the words of Hank Williams Jr., a country boy can survive. You give me that vibe of that country boy. Even though you're from Canada, it's still country. It's still a country boy vibe, because there are country boys in Canada too. And that's so I totally dig your vibe, number one, but I also that's why I get into your channel, and I'm not a sub for sub kind of guy. If I'm gonna be what people call friends with a channel, I want it to be done right, with loving and caring, because I really want to be there on your channel and not just messing around, trying to pump my views while I leave you in the dust. That ain't fair. That ain't right. And just like friendship should be sincere. So I want to be sincere in my relations on YouTube, just like in real life. And I'm trying to find a parking spot here. I'm trying to work. By the way, this is something you might be able to relate to. Uh, I don't think you live in the city, so you don't really have to worry about that. But living in the city, I'm trying to park myself in such a way that I don't have to um, go grab my car in the middle of the week, or at least I can wait until the end of the week, closer towards the weekend, to have to do that. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. And of course, you got people tailgating you, and of course beeping too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wave them around, because they're gonna go around my car, and they're probably gonna be angry at that. But if they want to be mean, about it, then they're gonna have to just wait and deal with that. So obviously that was just a potential incident with somebody, some goofball who is trying to go way too fast, and I ain't messing with nobody. These In this day and age, I ain't messing with nobody. And if somebody wants to mess around, even my intro has I well, I don't see anything bad in my eyes in your intro, but you'd have to attract my attention to anything that might be considered bad in your intro, because I don't see it. I don't see anything bad in your intro, hunting. And I'm fighting to find a parking spot right now, so I think I'm gonna end this live stream. I love you, hunting. Thank you for being with me, brother. Thank you for sticking around. Snam sends you a big fat hug, a big fat quarantine far away air hug, and I do, and it's sincere, brother. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get myself a parking spot here in such a fashion that I don't have to get out of the car until, let's say, Friday or so. Get out of the house until Friday to go move it, because as of May 1st, they started back up with the parking regulation. They had put a hold on it for April, And there you go. All right. So Daddy's Still Broadcasting signing off for now. Much love and respect to all you guys. Happy Mother's Day again for those of you who are mothers. Well, thank you. She's a sweetheart, a free spirit like your daughter. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And extremely intelligent and smart too. And I'm sure your daughter is too. Thanks for being here, brother. Have a great rest of the Sunday evening and a beautiful week. Stay safe. Stay safe. And Daddy's Still Broadcasting signing off for now. Ciao, guys.